walking dichotomy. There's not an alternate philosophy I've not tried godlessly. Dear terrible Tories, when I'm in charge I'm serving stovies, and no matter what you'll always have a bed at Loki's. But there's only one room, so your bed's in the lobby, and I bet you sleep like a baby at incredible stories. Intelligence from credible sources in the early reportage indicates a shortage of compelling forces. With the regiment of ignorance assembles and poses the general doses on where to send his petty forces. May a man interject? No disrespect. Got a question for your tabloid intellect. And if you dodge it, then I'll hang you dead on the masthead of the rag where your arguments intersect.
We desperately cling to idle information instead of each other's hand. I hope that in time you find what you're desperately seeking from the hearts and minds of every man, and they don't bleed you dry. They don't drain you, drain your bones. No, they don't bleed you dry. I hope you never, 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 never have to learn.
I had an odd thought in a flash as I soaked in a cold bath. In an economic construct where arguably law is more important than math. Why are schools teaching us to use stones to plug holes in our rafts? It's a new world order, innit? Where you can't heat your home, but you can buy a yoghurt with chocolate in it. Work for your dough, give me a break. If there's work to be done, call it a job and pay a living wage. My life's where theory and practice collide. The river of my anger runs deeper than it's wide. National pride, our civility's so deep-rooted. When asked to choose freedom or security, we ask for advice because we can't decide. It's like a dragon if I had the knife. My hands are bound by a thankless life. What I can provide is a formaldehyde for its mammothide. Pick a weapon and a side. Either that or I could go and start tanning wine and preaching in the choir with a face like Palestine. Or make a pass at the hands of time and accept that half a life is asinine without a glass of wine. Anyway, that's another topic of relevance for any heretics on their genesis to polemicists. For now I'm swearing irreverence on the tenderness of any existentialist intelligence that steps to this. You're apathetic because you're penniless. But you're penniless because you're apathetic and there's evidence. I express my independence with intention while your reticence is staring on expressionless. I would rather be a terrorist than measured by the unintentional irrelevance of my sentiments. Fear is a distortion of choice. In my State of the Union address, I am declaring we put an end to this.
Now that we have so sadly departed, I hope you find good health. And I hope, Lord, I hope that you make your decisions well and make them for yourself.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening, folks.
At this point, I thought it was important to speak to some more of the people in the crowd rather than just the organisers and the artists to see how they felt about it. So, here's a few of them.
Obviously music, when music gets played, everything gets a wee bit emotional. Surely to God, it's time for a change. Change means better. Better means that you can't walk down Buchanan Street or you walk down the side streets, George Street, anywhere, West Regent Street, and you see young guys begging in the side of the street. You go up to Aberdeen and you've got guys that are pension funds worth 1.6 million. This disproportionate is absolutely ridiculous. Let's get the establishment. The money's always there and will always go with the same. Why go with the same? Because everybody's in their place. Everybody's in their place all the time and will accept it. Well, the time's now to say it's no time to accept it because you need to wake up, open your eyes and see that human beings can be different. A wee bit of socialism doesn't do any harm. Scotland. Because capitalism is good as well, but in a wee dose. Just a wee dose. I'm a capitalist because I run my own business. But I treat my workers very, very fair because they help me. Simple as that. But Scotland can determine that in 5 million people. London, they don't give two F's about anybody. Scotland, determine your own future. Be good to people. Be good to your workers and move on. And let the human race be a wee bit better than it's been over the last 20 years. Thank you very much. But yourself, I notice you've got a kind of military hat on, but with a yes sticker on it. So you might have been a wee bit pissed off about what Ruth Davidson was saying the other night. No, listen to her, and to me, why the hell is she up there in the first place, Ruth Davidson? There's very few constituencies here, 2 or 3. I'm not a great speaker, but it's free. We're looking for freedom. We've been looking for freedom for hundreds of years. We've now got a chance to get it, to rule our own economy, to get on in life. And the only way we'll get it, and I'll finish in this, to the belly of the beast we must go before we feast.
So we're at the end of the concert. I'm speaking to Dougie, who's involved with Bella Caledonia, and how do you feel it's gone?
I think it's been really good. I think in some ways, I think what we need and what we needed is just that kind of celebratory sense of this is happening. It's happening now. People are beginning to realise that this is possible, and I think that energy was here tonight, and I think in the next 2 weeks I think it will just continue.
Don't you think we really need to keep pushing? There needs to be a lot of work between now and the finish line.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been a doubter, and then I've wanted to believe, but I just thought that shift was too huge, and it feels like it's now possible. But I absolutely see that the next 2 weeks we will get hammered by the fear. So it's about keeping that positive energy that was here tonight, keeping it going, and I really believe it's possible. I think now it's about the margin of victory.
Isn't it the old Gandhi thing? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win.
Sure, totally, and that's what we're seeing now. And there will be a lot of fear, but I think there's a kind of momentum that it feels at the moment pretty unstoppable. And maybe I'm being naive.
No, you're not, but I think we've got to work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, up
no
until
slacking.
the last day. Yeah, up until the last day. But it's happening. I mean, I've been doing a little bit of canvassing, and I just see that everybody that's out there is saying we need to push it to the last moment. Because there are doubters who are hearing the fear, hearing the negativity, but I think we're going to win it. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that, and I wouldn't have said it 2 weeks ago, but I think it's coming.
Thank you, Dougie.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers.
The event is just finished, and I'm now here with Kirsty, who was manning the Bella Caledonia stall for most of the night. And I've spoken to many of the artists and organisers from tonight, but I'm more interested usually in the people who come along and volunteer their time. So why did you do that tonight?
One of the men, Kevin Brown, is his name, just asked. I was trying to sign him up to a charity that I worked for on the street, and he wouldn't sign up, and instead he convinced me to come along to this. He said it would be free and I'd get to see the whole thing for free, so I thought, why not?
But you told me before that you've travelled a lot of the world, but you're from Scotland, so why is it you support independence?
Just think things would be more fair, there'd be less social injustice if Scotland was an independent country, people would be more in control of the governments who they voted for, and legislation that was passed, and budgets. I think it'd just be fairer.
So where's those other places that you've been?
Nepal, Thailand, Pakistan, Uganda, Tanzania, London, New York, Canada. Oh my goodness. I think that's it.
Yeah.
There might be some missing.
So what's Scotland got that these places don't?
Scotland for me has always felt like home, even though I've spent most of my life abroad. Like my parents, always encouraged their Scottishness when we were abroad, and it's something to be proud of.
So how do you feel about the fact that someone like George Robertson will turn around and say there's no such thing as Scottish culture?
I don't know who George Robertson is.
That's probably for the best. Thank you very much, Kirsty.
No worries.